Welcome back to The Legal Brief, the show where we crush the various legal myths and misinformation surrounding various areas of the gun world. I'm your host, Adam Kraut, and today we're talking about Indian reservations.
LaserMax offers some of the most rugged aiming assist devices around. With a low-profile option, such as their guide rod lasers, you can keep that factory look or even add a tack light without taking up rail space with the laser. Combining over 25 years of experience with modern materials and technology, these things are built to last. Available in red, infrared, and green for many popular handguns. To learn more, head over to lasermax.com.
Are you concerned about the NRA and the direction it's heading? Want to ensure someone who enjoys NFA firearms sits on the board of directors? If you're an NRA Life member, an annual member of the past 5 consecutive years, or you know someone who is, head on over to adamkraut.com to get a petition to place me on the ballot for the NRA Board of Directors in 2018. There are about 326 Indian reservations found in 25 states, with the majority of those being located in California. Approximately 56.2 million acres are held in trust by the United States for various Indian tribes. Now you may be asking, Adam, why are we discussing Indian reservations on this show? Well, it's actually a very important subject to cover, since a lot of times you, or people like me anyway, are able to hike, camp, fish, pursue other outdoor activities on them, and even gamble in a good old-fashioned Indian casino. The Constitution gives the legislative branch the power over Indian affairs, meaning states have no authority over tribal governments unless expressly authorized by Congress. This means that federally recognized tribes generally are not subordinate to states and can have government-to-government relationships with them. These federally recognized tribes possess both the right and authority to regulate activities on their lands, independent from state government control. This means that they can enact and enforce stricter or more lenient laws and regulations than those of the surrounding states where they are located. This also means there's no uniformity between the different reservations, so essentially it's like traveling to another state that has different laws. Which then begs the question, what is the authority of tribal courts over individuals who are non-Indians? Generally, tribal courts have civil jurisdiction over Indians and non-Indians who either reside or do business on federal Indian reservations. They also have criminal jurisdiction over violations of tribal laws committed by tribal members residing or doing business on the reservation. In 1978, the Supreme Court in OLIPHANT v. SUQUAMISH Indian Tribe, and yeah, we looked it up, declared that Indian tribes do not have the inherent jurisdiction to try and to punish non-Indians. As such, for criminal matters, tribal courts do not have the jurisdiction to prosecute a non-Indian. That does not mean you cannot be arrested, detained, have your property confiscated, be ejected from their land, etc., while the tribe attempts to ascertain your status as a non-Indian. Further, the tribe could turn you over to local law enforcement. But Adam, you said the tribe doesn't have criminal jurisdiction over non-Indians, so how can they lawfully seize my property and not return it? Good question. Technically, it would be an unlawful seizure.
Am I being detained?
And depending upon how that tribe has elected to structure its court system, either its own tribal courts or having turned over enforcement to the state, you may have some options. All said and done though, you're probably going to spend more time and more money than it's worth, so it's better to just avoid the situation up front. It's also worth noting that Indian tribes enjoy this thing called sovereign immunity, so you can't sue them. However, you can take comfort knowing that you can't spend years in prison on an Indian reservation. As with everything, the best thing to do is find out what the laws are in that area. I've included a link to the National Indian Law Library search. You'll want to search for terms like weapon or firearm and the name of the tribe whose land you'll be on. You can also look for the tribe's website to find information there. Honestly, that's probably the easiest way to go about finding the answer. If for some reason you're unable to find the answer, submit a request and ask for a response in writing. It's the best way to cover your butt. While obviously not bulletproof, it's better than rolling the dice. Let's try an example. I'm planning on going on a backpacking trip to Havasupai Falls, which is located in Arizona. I'm hoping to do that anyway. That place looks pretty awesome. Anyway, my license to carry is recognized in Arizona as a valid permit. If I wanted to take my firearm with me while backpacking in Arizona generally, I'd be allowed to do that, assuming I'm not breaking any of Arizona's laws. However, if I wanted to take my firearm with me on the land of the Havasupai tribe, I'd be breaking their tribal law. How do I know that? Well, a quick Google search of the tribe led me to their website. Under their website, the information tab clearly states that it is illegal to possess weapons on their land. Let's do another one. On the lands of the Confederated Tribes of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes, their law states that a person commits the offense of carrying a concealed weapon by knowingly carrying or bearing, among other things, a pistol or a revolver that's either wholly or partially covered by their clothing. However, their law has an exception written into it that if a person is permitted under state law to carry a concealed firearm, it's not unlawful for them to do so on the tribe's land. How do I know this? Again, quick Google search led me to the tribe's website where their code's published. As always, if you're unsure, ask for a response in writing. Lastly, for those traveling through or stopping while passing through Indian reservations, you'll again want to ensure you're complying with the reservation's rules. There are some nuances as to who owns the roadways, etc. Obviously, this translates into a very large and arduous task depending upon how many reservations you're actually traveling through, so you'll want to do this way in advance. The easiest way to explain it is treat traveling to a reservation as if you're traveling to another state. Research their laws to ensure you're in compliance with them. As you can see, there's no blanket answer for Indian reservations. Since they each maintain sovereignty, it's like having a lot of little countries or states to travel through. How many of you guys have been on reservations and didn't know this? Let me know down in the comments below. If you found the information valuable, be sure to share it with your friends. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you aren't subscribed already, you better make that happen. Be sure to ring that bell so you don't miss an episode. Check out my website, adamkraut.com, and as always, thanks for watching.
The shirts worn in today's episode of The Legal Brief have been provided by Patriot Patch. Click the link in the description to learn more.